my friend, Gerard Way. This song's called Juarez, and they're the lead singer for Chemical Romance. No, I'm not up and privy on Chemical Romance, as I should be. I don't know if the band sings this or if it's just a solo album. Either way, I have the students working on it, and I want to show you what I heard for the chord structures. One, get rid of anything you look at online. All of the chords online are incorrect. The whole idea for this one, there's the distortion pedal, a fuzz pedal on it, and there's a little bit of dissonance. Not even quite sure if the guitar they're using is in tune. There is a dissonance between here because we're playing an E major and an E minor at the same time. Whenever you're using the minor third of a chord and then you're using the dominant seventh of the chord, this is called a major minor chord. So essentially what you're hearing over the top of this is there's a power chord of an E5, which is an E and a B. You could play it B, E, B, E. Looks like this. That's why it sounds so full and thick, but you could just play an E5. When we move it down a whole step to a D5, we can also include the A below, and that is why it sounds like an A5 or a D5. They're both mutually kind of the same thing. When we're moving it down to the C sharp, we can also include the G sharp, and then it goes to the A, to the B. You can also hear C over the top of it to the D because it's moving in force, if that makes sense. It gives a kind of a minorish sound to it because you're going over the top of a major chord and a minor chord. So the feeling of the verse, let me see, a lot of noise in the beginning. Droning on this 5 chord, and then it goes down to the D5, C sharp, to the A, and then kicks in with the groove. I can't swim! What we're doing is holding that E and then playing a little bit with the A and then the B. Eventually we're going to hit a quick G sharp and then hit a C to a C sharp. That half step is necessary to build tension. And then modus we're using over the top. We could use our natural harmonic minor. We could use the E major, and if you sharpen that 5, you're getting something called Ionian sharp 5. This is the 4th mode of the, no, is it? Is it the 4th mode? Yeah, no. No, it's the 3rd mode of the harmonic minor with the sharp 5. My brain's blanking out. Dorian sharp 4 would be the 4th mode. So when we're doing this, the whole idea is we can use the notes of E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and then B sharp. And that gives us our lending or leading tone. You're gonna hear this chord over the top of it. This is a feeling of having an Excel or walking down. It gives us like a major minor, the same thing we're talking about here, E major. While we're doing that minor third, the G natural with the G sharp builds a lot of tension as a diatone. So the whole idea is when we're working the A part, we're holding the E. Open A to E, open A to E, and then when it says down around the corner, we do our 5 chord, walk it down a whole step. E, D, C sharp, and then we have A, B. And now here is where we can have our A, B going forward. Second time we go through it, and we do the chorus, we do down with the E, D, C sharp, and then we do our A to B again. Now the idea is the last time while some person is going A to B, the other person is going to the C to the C sharp. And that allows that building of tension of force, as I aforementioned, from the A to the B and then the C to the C sharp. Not going in a perfect movement, having a 4th, but having that tension being built. You also can play 6 on the E, 7 on the A, 8 on the D, and then 9 on the G. That's going to build you up a lot of tension between this minor third. When we have that G natural, and then we've got our B flat. Hope that makes, or A sharp. Hope that makes a little bit of sense. Those are the notes that you're going to want to bend up and get that distortion feel while playing through pedals. So the whole feeling is having, I can't swim, don't ride it, I'm gonna run a little faster than I can. really like the song. A, B, A, B. There's a little part in between to let the intro do itself again. And then the song takes itself out by building that tension through the whole thing, building up those movements. If you want a solo and jam, remember, you don't have to really define this as being major or being as a minor. You can use all these different preferences. You can use your harmonic major. I would stay away from your G pentatonic. Your E pentatonic kind of works, but the notes you really want are E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B sharp. And then you can use your C sharp, your D sharp, and your E. And all these notes builds a lot of tension. And remember, the whole focus is to feel that major minor chord over the top, get the phrasings of the A and the B, and then have fun learning how to solo over the end of this. Very cool. If you feel like you gained anything from this, subscribe, become a member of this channel, and put something in the comment section that you're working on. Aloha!